Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick unboxing of my delivery of Rayguns and Rocketships. I haven't seen one of those out yet. I'm here in Australia, so I think we got ours first. So this is the package it came in. As you can see, I've already opened it. So sorry if you guys were hoping to see like tape being cut, but I had to see already. And so inside we have another box within that box. If we open that, get that one out of the way. It's one of these ones that just sort of folds out like that. And there we have it, Rayguns and Rocketships. Now originally this was in shrink wrap and wrapped in bubble wrap. As you can see from the outer box that I showed you before, it didn't get roughed around too much in transit. So I can't say how well that packaging would have worked because it looks like it didn't face too many challenges. You can see this inner box is pretty okay, and of course the actual game box is in pretty much pristine condition, which is what I like to see. That looks like a mark there, but I think that's actually part of the design, which is, what a great idea. Make the design of the box looks like it's already been damaged, so you can't notice the damage. I mean, there's the artwork, pretty much what was expected. Not many things that I could say, or anything that I could say was a change from the Kickstarter. So let's have a look inside. You can also see the quality of the box. I meant to talk about that, just the material. It's just normal matte board with kind of a smooth, not glossy, but a matte finish on the surface. So inside we have more things that have been unwrapped. First of all, we've got our main star map game board, which folds out like this. Looks very nice. So I've noticed that this all fits very nicely with the retro theme of the game. So we'll put that over here. For now. And we've got the rule book. Again, if anybody's ordered anything else from IDW before, this is of the same quality. So it's not a glossy finish, it's a matte finish. I have noticed with this type of material, if it gets a lot of friction, the color does start coming off. The same goes with the surface of the box. But it does have a nice thick feel to it. And all the instructions that I'm sure everybody's had a pretty clear look at. And then there's the episode book, in which there are 10 episodes, or just scenarios, of games that can be played. And so far I haven't seen anything beyond these 10 episodes, so hopefully IDW and Scott Rogers will come up with some more stuff for us to play. This game does seem like a pretty easy one to homebrew as well. Alright, next in the box we have our punch boards, which I have not yet punched. I'll have to because I had some self-control and I ended up not buying all the plastic tokens and plastic ray guns. Which part of me regrets, but part of me knows that they're not actually important to the gameplay, and it was a bit of extra money that I didn't have at the time, so I'm just sticking with the punch boards. So unfortunately these will have to get punched. And these are the secondary player mats. So as you know, the primary mat, which is the star map, is where all the spaceships go, and sometimes your Rocketeers or Rocketmen, or whatever you want to call them. And then each player gets their own spaceship board, which is that micro-macro play area. So you have the macro space map, and then you have the micro look inside each spaceship. So there's the Zerg, there's the Blarg, there's the Space Pirates, and there's the, I keep forgetting the name of these guys, it's too generic. We'll call them the Jolly Rocketeers, I don't know, the red ones. And each ship has all of its little areas. There's its places for guns, there's its two hatches to go out into space and come in. Here's its two engines, and its captain's chair. And each of those, of course, if you put characters on them, changes the way your spaceship can operate. So it's quite good. Because you don't have enough players to man everything, so you have to kind of decide where you're going to put your resources. And you can see inside the box there's this nice little shelf here, and no vacuum form for the characters, which some people won't like, especially the painters. I personally usually end up throwing those things out anyway because I buy all the extras, so there's not enough room in the box for everything unless I get rid of the vacuum form trays. So I've got this nice little dish, and this is a nice thing that IDW does, is they give you these little plastic bags, and they even give you extra ones, because they know you're going to probably need to divide things up how you like. So I've already opened this and used one of those extra bags to put my cards. As you can see, here we've got the, for the Space Rangers, what are they called? Oh, it's driving me nuts. I hate forgetting things. The Astro Rangers. Okay, so we've got the Astro Rangers deck, which is that programmable series of movements, turn to starboard, barrel roll, all the things that you sort of pre-plan before you do your movements, and see if you can surprise the other team. There's the Blarg, Collective Mind, a lot of little secret actions that you can surprise people with, or not if they've already played with you and they know what you're going to do, because you don't change your maneuvers that much. Rotate starboard. We'll have to remember what port and starboard mean. That's okay, my son's into pirates, so I should be alright. There's our Space Pirates, and each one has, you know, the basic moves, but also some special ones that are unique to their characters. So they've got the Skilled Cannoneer with the Space Pirates, and a Fearsome Hiss for the Zerg. The Rocket Rangers, the Astro Rangers can't do a Fearsome Hiss. I suppose if you switched the cards up they could do it, but it just doesn't seem right. Now the quality of those cards is pretty good. I've seen better, but just for comparison, I've got a deck of just normal Queen Slipper playing cards. So this is a standard playing card, and this is one of our cards. So the thickness is about the same. The finish is about the same. There's that nice little bit of, I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's got that, what do you call it, silk fiber, satin finish that helps make the card a little bit stronger. Oh, I've already got a little dent in there. That sucks. As compared to a normal playing card, which is just a gloss finish on paper. So let me put that back in its little baggie and set it aside. Alright, and then we've got our, I haven't opened these ones actually. These are individual captain's dashboards. So, of course, each captain has their own set of unique abilities and a flip side. So if you want, you can play Jesse Novastar with this set of abilities or this set of abilities. Same with Master Brain, Count Ventura, and Fanglard Varnus. And this is something cool. Originally, I thought that this was going to be sort of a big map. This is our route to victory, our score tracker, but they've actually made it the same size as these ones. So that's great, because it's going to take up a lot less space on the board, or on the table. And you can see my little table here, which is usually a second table which I set up to put boxes and things up while I play, will probably fit the whole game, which is something I like. I like not taking up too much space. And then we have, of course, all of our dashboards for the Mercenary captains, which if you get tired of playing as Jesse Novastar or Lord Brain, you can switch them out. You can switch them out for one of these jerks. So you got the Warwolf, that was the original Kickstarter exclusive one. And you got Battling Box, Professor Vulcan, and it's the same quality as the other cards I've already showed you. Princess Persephone. I know somebody was a bit upset about her outfit. Maybe I'll put some black lines or something. Kurth Almarl, Jack Blacktail, which is pretty cartoony. Obviously this game is set up to bridge the gap between young and old. It's a family play. Now it was a nice cool thing they did, because in the Kickstarter they actually only reached up to this guy, I think. We didn't make her, but they said, no, have her. That's great. And then later on they said, you know what? Have that one. And have this one too. Just take it all. We're not going to make you pay more for that. you've already done enough making this game a reality. So we have all of them, which is great because here they are, all the little miniatures. And then you have extra bags. And this was this Kickstarter secret missions. So each one, as a game modification, you can take one of these at the beginning of the game. And then while you're playing, you're actually doing stuff to achieve that for extra points. So that's clever. Sort of an extra layer of the game for winning conditions. Alright, now I'm going to probably shift cameras and stuff and show you a better look at these miniatures. Okay, let's take a look at the miniatures. So here we have the Zerg with Fangor Ventura, is that his name? In the front and the foreground with 4 of his Zerg companions, and in the background we've got his ship with 2 more, just for size comparison. Let's focus on that ship a bit. Oh yeah, there it is. That looks pretty nice. And back to Ventura, whatever his name is, Fangor. Oh, he's an unpleasant looking fellow. So we'll just go through each one of them and then I'll talk about. I've placed a 5 yen coin and a gold doubloon there just so you get a sense of scale. The doubloon is about 4 centimeters long. Here are the space pirates. There's a nice bit of detail on this, and it's hard to say if the camera can catch it, but there's an actual quality to the plastic that I find quite nice. If we look back at these guys at the front. So it has a blocky feel to it, but it's actually quite thick and chunky. Less like the plastic used in a lot of miniature games like Zombicide, or I don't know what's another one that I have. Ninja Turtles, there's one. But it has this feeling like more like the sort of old machine toys you used to get. If you know what I'm talking about, you put a quarter in, and one of these things drops out, and it's probably worth they were worth less than 25 cents, but they were pretty awesome at the time, and so these have again that nostalgic feel to them. And on the plus side of that as well is they're quite rugged. I feel that they can survive a bounce off the floor as opposed to something made out of resin, and they actually do have a decent amount of detail. And here we have the Astro Rangers with Jesse Novastar front and center. You can see with each of these I've arranged them so you can kind of get a view of all sides of the minions, or in this case the Space Rangers. We can also get a closer look. Let's focus on that spaceship. And I really actually like the spaceships a lot because they are, as I said, that sort of thick, chunky plastic. And they put just the right amount of detail on these figures for that plastic. And now we have the Blarg, which are pretty cool. They really take advantage of that chunky plastic that we were talking about. If we look back at that spaceship, they're the only ones that have the flying saucer format, which reflects on their game board as well, which is very cool. And here we have the Mercenary captains. Box. Jack Blacktail. What's this guy's name? Kurth Elmar. That's a cool name. He sounds menacing. Blaze Meridian. Princess Persephone. The battle, or no, I keep calling him the battle beast. He's the Warwolf. See if I can get his face in there. That's better. Professor Volkov. Jace Jet. Just some close-ups of the Zerg, the Blarg, the Space Pirates, and the Astro Rangers. One thing I do like is they're so brightly colored, there's going to be absolutely zero issue of getting confused between which game piece is yours. Alright, and now just for a quick comparison of miniatures, from right to left we have a female zombie from Modern Zombicide, which is the original one. We have the War Beast, with Warwolf from Rayguns and Rocketships. He's one of my favorites. Very nicely detailed little miniature. We have a little zombie from Zombies, I think. I don't know. I just bought a bag off the internet because I wanted more zombies. We've got the Engineer from Endure the Stars, which is on a larger scale. Really nice detail. And on the end, of course, we've got a Kingdom Death mini, just so you can have an idea for like how, and that's one's resin, so it has quite a lot of detail that you can see on there. And there you have it. That's my unboxing of Rayguns and Rocketships. Next up to play and hopefully have a lot of fun. Leave your comments below if you have anything to say, suggestions, complaints, you name it. Thank you very much.